I remember right before the 2024 election, we were in Hellertown, Pennsylvania, at a Ryan McKenzie event at the old Steel Club. I don't know if you remember. It's probably all a blur to you because you go to so many of these campaign events. But at that event, you told me that you were going to win the House, the Senate, and the White House. And that turned out to be true. And you said the way that you were going to do it was through this new coalition that the Republicans were building, which included winning more Hispanic votes, more black votes, more Jewish votes, and union workers. But now we are seeing certainly Hispanic voters after this ICE raid campaign by the Trump administration. We are seeing some of those Hispanic voters turning against Trump. I think there was a NBC poll that showed that only 1/3 of Latino voters now support the president, down from 46%. So my question is, in order for you guys, you said you're going to defy the odds, defy history, and keep the majority, but how do you go about doing that? Do you somehow preserve that coalition that you had built, or do you see a new coalition forming?
No, listen, we had a huge demographic shift in the 2024 election, as you referenced, and all those groups and others who came into the Republican Party, not reluctantly, but they came with hopeful anticipation. Two reasons for that. We were presenting common sense solutions to the challenges they were facing, and the Democrat Party left them behind. As I say all the time, I said earlier this morning, this is not your father's Democratic Party. They do not resemble what a generation ago they did. Their platforms are radically different now, and they're most of them are avowed socialist or Marxist, and they're going too far left. So all those people we can hold and have a durable governing common sense majority for the foreseeable future. We got a little hiccup with some of the Hispanic and Latino voters for certain, because some of the immigration enforcement was viewed to be overzealous, and everybody can describe it differently. But here's the good news: we're in a course correction mode right now. We're going to have a new Secretary of Homeland Security. Markwayne Mullin is going to be do a great job in that role. I'm sure that he'll be confirmed by the Senate. He's a thoughtful guy. He'll bring a thoughtful approach. You have somebody like Tom Homan, who has 40 years experience in the field and was decorated by former Democrat presidents for his acumen and expertise. And he went into Minneapolis and brought calm to the chaos there. That's what you're going to see. And I think that the Hispanic and Latino voters who came to us came for a number of reasons. They were very animated about the open border and all the negative secondary effects that came from that, but they also concerned about the cost of living and the lack of jobs and all these other things that everyone's concerned about. So we have a great record to run on, Scott. The reason we're going to win the midterms, the reason we're going to defy history and do it, is because a number of factors. I have a very boring 90-minute slideshow that I could show you this morning, show you all the reasons we're going to win. But we have great candidates. We have a fundraising advantage right now. We have much better policy and a strong record to run on. And all these demographics of people are going to feel the positive effects of that. We're anticipating extraordinary economic growth going into this year in the midterms. All boats will rise. Salaries and wages will go up. You have bigger tax refunds and bigger paychecks. And the average family, $10,000 more money in their pocket because of Republican policies. I think these people will see that we did what we said we were going to do. We calmed down the immigration enforcement concern. We uphold the rule of law, but we do it in a way that honors the dignity of everyone, and they'll understand that our party is with them, cares about them, and this is the permanent home where they should be.
Okay, but if you, if history stands, the party in power always loses seats in the midterms, and you have barely any seats that you can afford to lose. If you do lose the midterms and you lose the majority in the House, will you follow in the path of Nancy Pelosi, who decided to remain and run for minority leader with the path later on to return to the speakership? Or will you say, look, I've reached the pinnacle of American politics. I've done all I can do. I've exceeded expectations from everybody around me, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset.
There's no riding off in the sunset. There's too much to do. And I don't think about alternatives. I am laser focused on the goal like I have been everything. They have written my epitaph 20 times. They said that I wouldn't last 3 weeks, then it wouldn't last 3 months as speaker. I think we're almost 2.5 years in now. They said we couldn't do the big, beautiful bill. They said we wouldn't win the midterms in 2024. I got headlines from some of your outlets the night before the election in 2024 saying we're going to lose the majority. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I look straight ahead. I focus on the vision and the goal, and we get it done every single time. We're going to do it again. Here's why this is different. History is going to be different this time. It's going to be defied, the trend, lots of reasons for it, but among them is that we've never had a midterm like we're having right now. First of all, the chasm between the two parties has never been so wide. This is a choice election, as I articulated earlier today, between common sense and crazy. And in every metric of public policy, we'll be able to demonstrate that, show that we did it in word and deed. We did the right thing for the American people, and they will appreciate that. We also have a president. There never before, Scott, you can't name a time in history when a second-term president who is not on the ballot again, in the middle of his second term, has been so active like President Trump is going to be. He's engaged. He's going to run like it's 2024. He's going to do the rallies and do the events, and he's already doing it now. He's going to be heavily involved, and he is still the turnout machine for our side, as well as the other side. I acknowledge that. But the president's going to be deeply involved in it because he understands the stakes are so high. The American people are going to understand he is on the ballot, at least in a metaphorical sense. Because if we were to lose the midterms, everybody knows the chaos that would ensue. So I think there's so many factors in our favor. I think the energy and excitement is going to be on our side. I can't wait for the midterm convention that we're going to have before early voting starts in the fall, where we parade all of our stars across the stage and we talk about all the great things we've done for the American people. This is a midterm like none other. So I'm telling you, do not bet against the House Republicans. I've told you all that before. I'm telling you again.
All right.
Remember I said this.
Taylor's giving me the hook here. I got a lightning round, 30 seconds. Best part of being Speaker of the House?
The collection of sports memorabilia. I get the coolest stuff when people bring. Y'all should come in. I got every LSU thing, every championship thing now, and people give me
I've
little.
seen your
cool
football and jerseys before.
Awesome.
Worst part of the job?
I don't know. I don't focus on that, but it's difficult. It really is about a 20 to 22 hour endeavor at this point. It's very complicated, very widespread set of responsibilities, but I'm not complaining. I'm honored to have the position, and I'm going to do my duty and the best I can every day.
Somebody that you rely on for counsel in the House Republican Conference, other than Scalise, Emmer, Lisa McClain?
It's a wide array of members. I'm very close to my classmates. We all came in together. I'm going to miss a guy like Jody Arrington, for example, who's leaving us soon, and Darrell Ice has been a great friend and advisor. We're losing some real talent in retirements, but I'm happy for them. And I'll say, in spite of the false narrative, there's only 5 competitive Republican seats that someone is retiring out of, only 5. And in 2018, we were in, I think it was maybe 22 or 23 seats that was in that category. So we're comfortable about that. We know we can win the seats where people are leaving, but some of the wise counsel is leaving the building. I'm going to miss them.
And finally, finish this sentence. My relationship with Hakeem Jeffries can best be described as
collegial. I like Hakeem as a person. We have very different worldviews and very different policies, but we get along well because I think we understand one another, have some sympathy for one another, and we have a lot more in common on a personal side than most people recognize. So I like Hakeem a lot.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for your time. Thanks to all of you for being here and to the Congressional Institute for having us.
Thanks for doing it. Nice jacket.